Okay. I'm gonna go live and then post a link to it on Instagram.
Put it on the gram.
Yeah, do it for the gram.
Do it for the gram, Doc.
Okay.
Well, tired today, bro. We worked hard this weekend.
Yeah, long weekend. We are live. Check it out. Link in bio. Okay. Okay. Bam. I'll post it on the second Instagram. Okay. Okay. Un momento, por favor. We have a whole grand total of 0 viewers right now.
Nice.
Okay. Okay.
It'll get more after the fact.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna mute you. Speaker. Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to Monday Mania. I'm going to be trying to go live every Monday and just fill everybody in on what's going on and what I've been doing and what I'm working on. I could be editing, I could be having a guest on the show like today. Today we have Buddy Hull. He is an entrepreneur who runs a construction and roofing company, and he also drives the top fuel car for my dad, Terry Haddock. Dad drives the funny car and Buddy drives the dragster. And Buddy is actually the one who gave me the start with my business. In Vegas last year, we were there testing to get Buddy his license, and I was playing around with my GoPro, and Buddy said that he'd pay me to make him a video for that race. So I worked on the video, and I'm going to play it for you guys, and then we're going to pull Buddy up onto the show and see what he has to say. So we're going to... Sorry about that, everybody. I realized that there wasn't any audio playing to everybody, so I got to add the audio in really quick. Where is... Okay. There should be audio. Okay. Okay, everybody, so the audio isn't working and my Wi-Fi isn't working the greatest, so we're just going to bring Buddy on and have him talk about him getting his start in Top Fuel and what we did in Vegas. Hey, buddy.
Hey, McKailen, thanks for having me, buddy. I sure appreciate you.
Yeah, glad to have you on.
Yeah, man, it's awesome.
Now, for everybody watching, I have Buddy on my phone here on speakerphone. We tried to do a Zoom, but we were having technical difficulties, as everybody who's used Zoom probably knows, so we've just got him on the phone right here. So, Buddy, what did we start out doing when we were in Vegas?
Well, Bud, it's, first of all, again, thanks for having me on here, and, that day was pretty important to me, and I wanted to make sure that somehow, some way, we got it documented. And I thought you were the guy for the job, and so I was always seeing you playing with your cameras and really just being a hobbyist. And I thought to myself, why don't I just give him an opportunity to go ahead and see if he can make a video. The rest is history.
Yeah, so when I started out with videography last summer, I was making videos for Dad, but I wasn't getting paid for it, and I was trying to make a documentary, actually. But I was playing with my new camera in Vegas, just playing around, taking pictures and recording people, and Buddy saw what I was doing and figured he'd give me a shot. So while we were in Vegas, I shot everything. It was on a Monday when we were testing to get him his license. Do you want to talk about you getting your license at all?
Oh, man, it was awesome. So, we had started with my license here in Dallas, and it was at a chaos event, and we had put a couple runs under my belt, and I needed to get a couple more in and run a certain number. And Las Vegas is obviously a premier track that offers incredible conditions and a very well-prepped racetrack, and so your dad and I both thought it'd be great to do in Las Vegas, and so we did, and it worked out real well.
Yeah, you ended up getting your license that day, and you've been racing with us ever since. So when I was editing that video, we were driving home, and I think the motorhome, there was something wrong with the AC in it, and I was having trouble working because it was so hot, especially when sitting on your computer. You've got the thing lighting a fire on your legs. So when we got home is when I got most of the work done, and I had given Buddy my word that I would have his video done on Friday when he was coming up to the shop to see us and to work with us on the cars. And I had to stay up all night on Thursday night because there was just little things that kept messing up. And I understand you guys were up super late the other night working on Dad's nostalgia car, trying to get it ready for the Stampede of Speed at Dallas.
That's right, but whatever it took, but we got it done.
Yeah, I saw the video. The nostalgia cars aren't as cool. There's no flames or anything.
Yeah, sometimes they blow some little flames, but yeah, your dad's nostalgia car is a really cool car.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's at some point I'm going to get to drive it. I'm super excited about that. So
absolutely.
After we were in Vegas, we went home and you came to the shop. And do you want to talk about when I first gave you the video, what you thought about it?
Yeah, you did great work from the word go. So, I gave you free rein. I said, you do whatever you think is best. And you did exactly what I wanted you to do. You did a great job. So from your first video you made all up to the point, all the videos you made for all the other drivers, you've done a great job, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. So after Vegas, we went to Houston, and the whole Houston race was kind of a complete mess. We went there, and it rained out two of the qualifying sessions of the three, and I actually hadn't been planning to make Buddy a video anyways. I was working with Jim Campbell and Dad to make videos, but once we got to Norwalk, I was working on making you a video, and I was running back and forth between our pit and Clay Milliken's pit. Want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, so you and you've done some great videos for Clay, and you've met some other great people for working with Clay, which is a blessing. But yeah, man, you were hustling around, buddy. You definitely were out of breath the majority of the day going in between us, and once again, you did another great job. So it's all good for you.
Yeah, I was actually, the video from Norwalk, both videos I did, they never got to be published because my hard drive failed. But from what I was editing, they were turning out really good, and I was super excited about that.
Yep.
So after Norwalk, we went home, and we were home for a few weeks. You came by the shop a few times to help us work on the cars and stuff. And when we were getting ready for Denver, it was that race you got your motorhome, right? Just before Denver?
One more time, McKailen, you broke up. I didn't hear you.
Just before the Denver race is when you got the motorhome, right?
That's correct. That is right.
Cool. So, are you liking that thing so far?
Oh, it's been great, man. It's a rolling house. You can't beat it, buddy.
Yeah, it's super nice. So, in Denver, I got the opportunity to redo Clay Milliken's video for since I messed it up in Norwalk with my hard drive failing. And what ended up happening was I met Brent and Jamie with PFI Speed, a big YouTube channel, and they convinced me to start a channel. Do you want to talk about me starting YouTube at all?
Yeah, so those guys are great. You know, they have a huge following, and they definitely love you. So let them help lead you, buddy. They can help you down the right path. And then, you know, I think having a YouTube channel for you would be your next step. Well, it is your next step. You're already doing it, and being consistent with getting your videos posted up and going live like you are here for the first time. You'll continue to improve. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I have videos come out every Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time, and every Monday or Tuesday I'm going to try and go live, even if it's just for 20 minutes to just talk about what's going on. So in Denver, I was also extremely busy. Hardly anybody saw me for the entire weekend because I was running up and down the track from Greg Carrillo's pit to Alex Laughlin's to Clay's back to ours. I worked with a few junior drivers that weekend, but your video that weekend from Denver, were you happy with that one?
Oh man, they've all been great. So each one of them, obviously, each video you've done, you've improved on your skills in each one of them. So you know they're all good. Hey, and Denver is such a great racetrack, right? You know you can't beat Vandermeer. You know it's unique in every single way, and it makes for a great environment to create a video, right? The landscape's beautiful, the track's incredible, the Vandermeer is doing an amazing job of keeping the place clean and packing the place full of people. So what a great opportunity to create a nice video, right?
Yeah, Vandermeer is an awesome track. A lot of people will say they hate the track in the sport of drag racing because it's so hard to run up there. But with us and what we do, we always seem to do the best up there. Like Dad's ex-wife, Jenna, her debut race was in Denver, and she won first round. We always seem to have the best luck there. And it's everybody on our team's favorite track that I know of. So in Denver, we, do you remember what we ran with the dragster?
Buddy, I don't remember the numbers. I don't remember. I'm so sorry. I can go back and look at them, but we definitely made the show, and
both cars did really good. And so we went on to Sonoma, and there I made you another video. That video I actually tried to do something unique. I started with a voiceover talking about the track. What did you think about that when you got the video? Did you like it? Is it something you'd want again, or you want something different with it?
The voiceovers are great, right? So, the voiceovers are an opportunity to help commentate. So maybe the average listener that's not necessarily a drag racing fan, but, just looking for entertainment knows what's going on, right? They can appreciate that. So I think, voiceover skill and being able to, bring into layman's terms what's going on on the racetrack goes a long way.
Yeah. So we did a video in Sonoma. I didn't do any work in Pomona because I was behind on editing other people's videos and I didn't want to take on any more work. And then we went to Indy, and I know Indy's a big race for you because your family's from there, and I think your entire family was out there over the course of the weekend, right?
They pretty much were all there, but it was awesome.
What does your family think about the drag racing?
Well, my family started drag racing in the late 50s, and it started with my, great uncle in a 40 Anglia, and we've never stopped. We've just continued on. And no one else in my family has raced the level that I've raced at, but we have literally been racing since the late 50s in a continuous manner. So I think it's great. They're super proud, and I always do my best to make them proud and have fun doing it. I live my life one way, and I live it like there's only one.
Yeah.
And I think I live that way, and I want to try to inspire everyone to live that way.
Yeah.
And so I would say, if I can do it, you can do it. And you can. If you want something bad enough in life and you go after it, just work hard, you can get it.
Yeah. So when you were a kid, I remember your mom talking about you guys used to go to the track in Indy all the time, racing your dad's nostalgia car?
That's right.
How much has the track changed, or is it still relatively the same?
What's incredible is it's hardly changed at all. It's a time capsule. The seating area has changed. It's improved. When I first started going to Indy, if my memory serves me correctly, the seating area, the bleachers, if you will, they were still made out of like iron and wood. They were really old school. That was a long time ago, buddy. That was in the mid '80s. So it's changed a little bit since then. But other than that, it's the same tower, it's the same racetrack, it's the same everything. It's very nostalgic for me. So it's always cool going back there. St. Louis and Indy are the two big tracks in the Midwest that I, would always attend when I was a kid. And, those tracks are super important to me. It's always fun running at them.
Yeah. So you got to go there for the U.S. Nationals back in the day when it was like full U.S. Nationals? Like the full effect of everything?
I remember my first trip to the U.S. Nationals. It was with my uncle. It was probably 86, 87, 88, somewhere in that range. And, it was when there would be, 25 funny cars, 25 or 30 top fuel cars. And qualifying, would take, hours, instead of just a couple hours. And
yeah.
The sponsorship programs back then were much different, and I want to say more aggressive. They heavily marketed in the pits, and they had people handing out samples of all kinds of stuff. I remember Don Perdome, was sponsored by school, and there were girls, walking around the pits handing out cans of chewing tobacco. Just the craziest stuff. It was so much different back then, and I think the late '80s through the mid '90s was truly the golden era for NHRA nitro drag racing,
yeah.
And I got to experience it as a fan, not as a driver, but I'm just blessed to be able to experience any of it. So
yeah.
Anyway.
So back when I know what you're talking about. It's been the past few years in NHRA where I'd say they've stopped doing that. Like, back when I was younger, like 6 or 7, they'd have the full manufacturer's midway. You'd have the big Traxxas car display. You'd have the big Army booths. And over the past few years, that's gone away. And obviously, COVID has had an effect on it. But what do you think else has had a big effect on all of that changing?
I can't answer the question from a educated perspective. I in terms of, I think it's a lot of different things. I think the first thing is going to be just, the conservation of funding from a lot of the companies. COVID, a lot of pullback in budget for spending money on trade shows and etc. And with that also comes, the people that have lost their jobs are not making as much money as they used to, not having the money to spend the money on parts, and so the budget being cut naturally from not having the income that the companies used to having. And then, I think online sales, right? I think back in the 80s and 90s. And, just really just until the last 5 or 6 years, really. It was, mail order was out of a magazine, right? It wasn't just online. You couldn't just click buttons and send it to your front door in 48 hours. It was different. So
Yeah.
a lot of people preferred to go to midways, if you will, go to trade shows and put their hands on the parts and talk to somebody and then order the part. I just think I think the internet, I think social media, and I think it's just a natural cause and effect of an evolving environment with technology has changed how we operate in terms of vendors in drag racing. So
yeah, where do you think
that's the best answer I can give you, buddy?
Yeah, where do you think the future for NHRA is? Do you think they're going to be falling behind in the other motorsports a little bit, or do you think with the new things, like you were just at the Stampede of Speed at Dallas, do you think the new things they're doing like that will help kind of revitalize them?
I think the Meyer family did an incredible job by using the entire week prior to promote their event, and the place was absolutely filled full of people. It was amazing to see it. I think maybe the only other race we've had this many people is maybe the Gator Nationals this spring. So it was awesome. I think that could be the future. Maybe not for every track, but some of the more premier races, I think they're going to catch on to that bandwagon and start to maybe run a program like that where they use the week or the weekend before to promote the big event that's coming. It just makes all the sense in the world to me.
Yeah, so I know I didn't actually get to be there in Dallas this year for the big Stampede of Speed, but from what I saw, there were big concerts. There was the Nostalgia Car race put on by Mr. Scott Palmer on Monday night, which you guys, as we already talked about, were working on Dad's Nostalgia Car for. What else was there, and what was it like? What was it like being there and driving it in that?
Buddy, they had everything. I mean, they had a concert, they had a Chinese lantern lighting ceremony, they had a rodeo, a full blown rodeo where guys are riding bulls in the staging lanes. I mean, it was wild. So, what they did is they brought a bunch of different demographic to the track, right? Maybe a demographic that would never shown up otherwise to experience what it's like to be at a racetrack, and they get interested and come back to the actual drag race. So yeah. I think it was a brilliant business model, and I look forward to seeing if other track managers and NHRA catch on to it and promote their events the same way.
Yeah, the whole Stampede of Speed thing, they've got everything. Like, there's even racing still going on today. They've got testing. Monday Morning Racer is there covering the Monday Nationals, as they're calling it, where teams are just out testing. And in a few weeks, we've got the Vegas race, and that's going to be another big one, the second to last race of the year. So we've got 2 more races left this year. We've got Vegas and Pomona. Are you going to be running these 2 races? And what's the plan for next year? And anything else in the works?
Yeah, we'll definitely be running the last 2. We're excited for them. Your dad and I, we had our best weekend with both cars that we've ever had last weekend here in Dallas. He went a personal best in his funny car.
402 and 309. Yeah,
which is incredible. The dragster showed a lot of life with just being consistent, making 3 A to B runs under full power and not having any parts failure. So that was a blessing, and we're really looking forward to finishing off the season and going some rounds. I mean, that's our goal, right? We show up to do our very best and go some rounds. So we're excited to finish the season, and then next year we're just going to continue to search for sponsorship and improve our program.
Yeah. All right. So you talked about both cars ran really well in Dallas. Is there anything else you'd like to add on about running in Dallas and racing in Dallas?
It's so nice to be able to, at the end of the day, drive to my house, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's so nice.
So for everybody who doesn't know Buddy, he runs a construction and roofing company based in Dallas, Vertex Roofers, and what he does is basically roofs all the houses. Dallas is a really stormy place where they get a lot of hail, so roofs often need to be fixed or replaced. So what ends up happening is Buddy and his company fix and replace them. He's got a great group of guys who help deal with the insurance providers and everything. So he's got a great company going there. And it just passed over its first year, didn't it?
Yeah, buddy, we're running, I think, 16 months now, and so it's just been a blessing that we're able to be a top 300 roofing contractor in the United States. And our first year, we've done a great job. I couldn't be more proud of my guys.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, I've run out of things to talk about, Buddy. Thank you for your time, and I'll talk to you soon.
McKailen, I appreciate you. Thanks for having me on, and we'll be seeing you at a track soon, buddy.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, for everybody who's still here, I'm going to sign off. That was a great conversation with Buddy that we just had. And next week, I'm not sure what we're going to be doing. I'm going to try and get Dad on to watch. But I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those YouTube-y things. Peace out. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those YouTube-y things. Peace out.